Okay, hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Gen Z Finance, where I go over my bi-weekly budgets and pretty much all of my numbers using the software system You Need a Budget or YNAB. So today's video we're going to be budgeting my September 24th paycheck, and it was $1350.96. So I'll go ahead and move that in since it is appearing in my checking account as pending. So September is fully budgeted for, and we're going to be coming back to September to look more at the savings. October is fully budgeted for, so we're going to move into November, which is half budgeted for based on the first paycheck of September. So the only thing I need to do is kind of finish out budgeting November. So we're going to do the last $50 for rent, do the full $80 for the phone, and then the full $70 for utilities, and that brings me up to my total $400 that I will be sending to my mom on November 1st because I do live at home with her, and these are my household bills. Next, we have subscriptions, and I have goals set for all of these, so I just like to click on it and just do underfunded. Oh, I also just realized if this looks a little funny, I'm on the dark mode, and let me actually just change this to the default. There we go. I don't know. Let me know down below which one you guys prefer. Do you guys prefer the dark mode? Or do you like the default, or do you like the classic? As you guys have noticed, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I've actually started to like the new default theme more than I did on the classic, or I'm liking it more. I used to really only want to use the classic, but I like the default the more I look at it, so there you go. So subscriptions, it was $42.15. Next, I'm going to finish up and do the full $80 for gas a month, even though I'm not going to be using this gas money, but it's whatever. Dining out was already budgeted for. So other. So usually what I would be doing at this point is putting $50 into my other/miscellaneous category. However, really quickly, I want to go over to the reports, look at this income versus expenses. We're going to look at this total number. If I scroll down to other, you can see I currently have spent $220.13 for this entire year, which isn't too bad on this other miscellaneous category. But I don't want this number to get over 300. So as you can see, I already have $71 budgeted, which means to make sure I don't get over 300, it would be like another $8.40 something cents to bring this up to $80. But I'm just going to play it a little safe and just want to bring this number up to $75. So what I'm going to do is 75, which is what I want this number to be, minus what's currently in there, 71.64, and then YNAB will budget that 336 in there. And it's going to say that my goal is unmet because I have a goal of budgeting $50 a month. I'm just going to leave this goal as blue for now, which signals it's unmet, and then I'll deal with it later. But I've changed my mind and I only want $75 in there. Giving, I'm going to do the $20 that it prompts me to do. Moving down into my sinking funds. Okay, I need to finish up my gifts. And I'm just going to take a moment on my little piece of paper and mark off all of the places that I'm just going to mark off, okay, yep, I did actually budget money into that category. So gifts is now at $100, or it's budgeted for $100 for that month. And if I actually click into gifts, my goal is I want $1,200 by December 1st, and you can see I've already put $1,120.99. So actually in December, or I guess with October's paychecks because I budget 2 months in advance, but whenever I budget into December, I will only need to put 7901 into this category instead of the full 100. And I think that's just because I had leftover money rolled over from 2019 coming into 2020, so that's why, even though I've been budgeting $100 a month, I need less that last month because I already had $20 available like on January 1st, 2020, if that makes sense. Okay, so gifts, car ownership, money to my dad, the wedding fund is done. I'm going to budget $20 for my birthday. And then usually I do I think I need to do $10 for personal care as well. And then usually I do $50 for clothing. But as you see here, I already have $579.47 in there. And first of all, I don't think I'm going to be buying much clothing this year. The reason I have so much money is because I originally set aside about $400 back in March when I first got my new job that I'm currently at, because I wanted to buy a bunch of new work clothes. And then, COVID happened and the quarantine happened, and so and I've been working from home ever since, so I never actually went out and bought my new clothes. And I don't really want to spend more than, I budgeted for $400 to get a whole bunch of business clothes, and now I have almost $600, and I don't really need more than $600. So I'm going to lower my goal amount and just put in $20.53 to bring me right up to $600. So just like with other and miscellaneous, now that we're nearing the end of the year, I'm starting to look at how much I've already spent and how much I currently have available, and I've just decided I don't want to spend too much more money on those two categories, so I'm not going to budget up to the full $50 that I normally do. And again, I don't know when I'm going to even begin to spend this clothing budget, possibly near the end of this year, 2020, but I don't think we're going back into the office, or at least going back into the office like consistently enough that I need to budget more than what I have right now. So that was like my long-winded explanation of everything going on, just some budgeting updates for you guys. With this 944.92, it's time to go back to September and budget some of my savings goals. So I always budget $50 every paycheck. So I'm putting in at least $100 a month to my emergency fund, which brings us up to $2,500.14. $2,514.77. There we go. Next, I will be doing underfunded on my 2020 medical deductible, and then underfunded on my 2021 medical deductible, and then the other $200 I need for my new car category. Going into my fire category, I always do $225 per paycheck for my Roth IRA, and I do have my $500 contribution coming up on the 28th. And then I already have $80 in my M1 Finance, and I'm going to add another $20 to that. Okay. So I am going to be contributing $100 this month to it, which I don't really do M1 Finance on any set schedule or anything. It's just kind of like as I feel like it. Let's see. Next, for my travel fund, I'm going to be doing $75, which is my normal contribution every paycheck, and it gives me to my normal $150 every month. But because I didn't budget as much in some of the other categories in November, and because I am actually going to be going down to visit a friend in November, actually, I'm going to budget an extra $25 into this category so that this month I budgeted $175 and it brings my total travel fund up to $275. And that extra $25 is just, because I have some of that money left over, I might as well budget a little bit more, pad my travel fund a little bit more, because I'm actually going to be using this fund a little bit earlier than I expected. I don't expect my trip down to see my friend to cost much. I'm only going to be there over the weekend, and it's really just going to pay for gas, and probably like a meal or two. We might like order out or go to a restaurant outside. I don't really know. This is the first time I'm going to be doing anything social at all since March. So I don't really even know what we're going to do. I think we're literally just going to stay at her apartment the entire weekend, but it will be good to see a new face and try to be as social distance as we can while we see each other. Okay, so I'm left with $99.92. There's a lot that I could do with this, but I'm going to go ahead and put the $99.92 into my holding category. And that's just because I'm not exactly sure yet what I want to do with it. I can go ahead and tell you most likely some of this available money, the $1,100 that I currently have in here, some of it will probably be going to my emergency fund. Some will probably be going into M1 Finance. Some might be going into my wish farm or wish list categories. But the whole point of this holding category is it's kind of leftover money that at the point where I receive it, I'm just not sure, and in my head it makes sense to just put it in this holding category. If something does come up over these next few months, I can pull from this category, and if something doesn't come up at the end of the year, I'll just move, this $1,000 back up to be budgeted and kind of treat it as an extra paycheck, budget it out however I want. But as you guys can tell, I already have, some of my goals are shifting for the rest of the year. I'm not putting as much, into other or into clothing. I'll probably stop contributing to personal care with my next paycheck, with like October's paychecks, because if I go the farthest out unbudgeted in November, I have $92 in there, and this personal care is stuff like haircuts, eyebrow waxings, anything like that. I just haven't been doing a lot of that this year, so I don't really need that much money in there. Okay, so that's everything out budgeted. The last thing we're going to do is actually enter in the transaction for my last student loan payment. People have been watching my videos for a while, and especially these last couple of weeks are probably like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hear her talk about her student loans again, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I do have one last federal loan. It's been at $5,154.67 since 67 cents. It's been at that number since March, when forbearance went into place, and I said, at the end of September, I'm going to pay it off, and even though the forbearance has been extended into December, I've decided to go ahead and pay it off, so I went ahead and submitted that payment late yesterday, and so it's processing today, which is Thursday, and it will fully clear my account tomorrow, but we're going to go ahead and enter that transaction in. Before we do, my age of money is at 160 days, which means on average I'm spending money that I earned, April 16th of 2020. So before I enter in this transaction, I want you guys to go ahead and go into the comments and leave me your guess as to what my age of money will be once I enter it, because I really don't know, and I just think it's a fun little game. So I'm guessing my age of money will be about at 130. I think it will knock a whole month off, about 30 days. It might be more, who knows? So make sure you guys go down right now and tell me what you think, because I'm going to be moving this scheduled transaction up to today. Federal loan A, payoff amount, $5,154.67. Save, approve. Look at that. Look at this. It's at zero. It's at zero. Woohoo. Okay. What the heck? How did that happen? Wow. Okay, so I was way off. My age of money actually went up by 1 full day. So I guess I really do have, that's crazy. I mean, I know I had saved a lot of this money for a while, but I just thought that it would still drop quite a bit because I'm now spending it all. But instead it actually increased by a day, so that is insane. Okay, so it looks like I had budgeted an extra 33 cents, so I'm just going to move that to holding as well. And then I'm going to go to my reports, come over to Federal Loan A. In total, I've paid, let's see, 5,000. Let me go to my toolkit reports and do converse expenses and say, in total, I've paid $5,676.67. So I'm just going to change this so that it looks like all my other loans paid off. Bam. So what does that mean? I've paid in total to my student loan category $29,398.08. So that was my total student loan payment amount. And I just like to have these numbers here just so I can do like a quick glance and see them. And at the end of this year, which is 2020, I will probably go ahead and hide this A Lannister Always Pays category. But for now, I do want to still see it in my reports because this is spending that is relevant. I will go ahead and move Federal Loan A to the bottom of this list since it is the last one I paid off. So these are the order in which I paid off all of my loans. These were my mom's Parent Plus loans, so I tackled those first based on interest payment. The interest for the $7,000 loan was actually higher than the $10,000 loan. And then I did the same thing for my 4 federal loans. My smallest federal loan actually happened, so I think the $1,000 and the $2,000 federal loan, they both had the same interest rate. And so at that point I was like, if they both have the same interest rate and they were the 2 higher interest rate loans at that point, I'll just tackle the smallest one first. So I did both like the debt avalanche and the debt snowball in that payment. Okay, but that's done. I'm sure I'll talk a little bit more about this when I do my September wrap up. And then over here, it's finally at 0. No ugly red negative number for me anymore. And I can, in fact, close the account. So now it's right there. I'll just drag it down so that, again, these are in order in which I paid them off. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining me with this budget with me, and a little bit of a debt update. I'm officially debt free. Woohoo! So yeah, make sure you guys turn on the bell notifications and subscribe to me so you can stay up to date with what I do next. I am really excited about some of the videos that are going to be coming out in maybe not so much October, but like November, December, January, as I go over my end of year wrap up, my spending, my savings rates for this year, my net worth reviews. And in November, I'm going to actually start planning how I'm going to be setting up my budget for January and going on in 2021. And then in January, we're going to be going over my 2021 goals and all of that. So some exciting content is coming your way. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy.